Welcome to another episode of Driving Leadership. I'm really excited about today's guest, KimTownsend. She is the CEO and president of Loretto. She's got an amazing leadership story, and there's just so many great things going on in this historic and innovative healthcare facility here in Central New York. Come on, let's go for a ride. Hey, Kim.
Hey, Bill.
Thanks so much for doing this with me today.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for our drive.
We're going to have a lot of fun. So it's busy today. Is it always this busy? Yeah, oh, that's awesome. Okay, good. When we arrived early this morning, it was nice and calm.
Oh,
but
no.
The campus comes alive.
Oh, that was a moment. That was just a moment in time.
So can we take a little ride?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, awesome.
Great.
So tell me a little bit about where we are. There's some rich history here, I know.
Yes, absolutely. So Loretto was founded in 1926 on three foundational principles. The first was partnerships. The second was innovation and the third was the desire to solve big social problems. So in 1926, the partnership was the Sisters of St. Francis and the Syracuse Diocese. And the innovation was right here. They formed the first home for the aged in North America.
Wow.
And because in 1926, if you were a person aging in the community and you did not have family members to care for you, then you wound up at the county poor farm, which was a debtor's prison.
Okay.
And the sisters and the diocese felt that was an undignified end to a good life.
Yeah.
And you know, that was before there was Social Security, before there was Medicare, before there was Medicaid, right? There were no social safety net programs. And so this is the original Loretto Rest, which we still use today.
Yeah, okay.
And that is where we do our memory care housing.
Okay.
And it's called the Heritage now. And it was actually the first housing program for individuals living with memory care diagnoses, Alzheimer's or related dementias, the first one in New York State. And that was over 30 years ago and still operating and doing a wonderful job today and just part of the rich history of Loretto.
I know we had a conversation, I don't know, a month or so, maybe longer. I'm terrible with timelines.
Me too.
I so enjoyed our conversation, and this is great to share the same space with you. I love your leadership story. Can you share that with me for our viewers? Because again, our intention here is to really demystify leadership and make it as approachable and as human as possible. And you've got a fantastic story.
Well, thank you, Bill. And I'm just so honored to be here with you today. It's just so great to have this conversation and to touch base with your viewers, right? The people that are tuning in to you. So just really honored by your time and their time. But my leadership story is not the traditional path. I did not graduate from college until I was 35 years old. So I was a non-traditional student. And at the time that I graduated, I had 3 children, soon to be a single mom, and earned my bachelor's degree, my MBA, and my law degree in a period of 6.5 years.
That is just phenomenal.
And people are like, I don't even know how you do that.
As a mom of 3.
As a mom of 3. And what I tell people is you can do whatever it is you need to do, particularly if you're a mom trying to take care of your kids. And be a good example to my 3 daughters. So just a non-traditional path. Started out in accounting and moved to the legal department at Welch Allen, was there for 14 years and just had so many great experiences and learning experiences there. But really, as I looked at my career, I was at Welch Allen. I was working very closely with many of our customers who were in the safety net, right?
Sure.
So these are federally qualified community health centers. These are clinics all over the world. And I really caught the bug of what they were doing. I could just see how with very little resourcing, they were making a tremendous impact in the communities in which they were serving.
Describe that safety net a little bit.
Yeah.
What is that and that bug you caught?
Yeah. So the safety net is really in a place where you're predominantly taking care of individuals who may be Medicaid eligible or they may be uninsured.
Yeah.
Just a broad spectrum of people who are there for various reasons, but they were just doing such incredibly impactful work that I really purposed at one point, probably about 5 years before I left Welch Allyn, that, boy, if I ever get the opportunity to move from the supplier side to the provider side where I could really have a more direct impact, I'm going to do that.
That was attractive to you.
And that was super attractive to me. So when the opportunity came up at Loretto, I was just all in and have been here for 10 years now.
As an outsider looking in, it seems really obvious to me that it's so much about service in everything, in your leadership, in how skilled nurses are serving the residents or the patients. Just coming in today, how we were greeted with warmth, right? Tell me about how you build that culture. Tell me about what it's taking.
Well, I think it's a couple of things, and you're absolutely right. So a few years ago, we did an employee engagement survey because we really wanted to see, first of all, do all of the people who are here at Loretto understand what our mission is?
Yeah,
right? And our mission is to be a family of exceptional people who care for and about each other.
Sure.
So we're a family with the people we care for, but we're a family with each other. So did people feel that? And did they really see how the work that they do had a direct line to that mission?
Absolutely.
And we found in our employee survey that 88% of employees said, I understand what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
I understand our mission, and I can really see how I'm a part of that.
Yeah.
So it's just magic when that happens.
Sure.
But I think it's tone from the top. And by the top, I don't mean me, although certainly it's important for me to walk the talk.
Sure.
But, the tone from the top can be your supervisor or your line manager who really, kind of impacts your day-to-day experience at work. So we really work hard at kind of making sure that what we're trying to accomplish is really felt throughout the organization at every level.
Well, that's fantastic.
But it's challenging, right?
Yeah,
in a place where there's, 19 different sites and programs, 2,400 employees, that can sometimes be challenging because we are such a geographically dispersed organization. But really working at that middle manager level and helping them to understand what we're trying to do, we found that to be just such a critically important thing to do.
So I know you have some great growth stories. I'd like to hear some more of those, that folks were able to really spread their wings here at Loretto. Who comes to mind? You don't have to name them necessarily if that's embarrassing for them, but
No, there are so many people that come to mind because I think that one thing that we do really well here at Loretto is if you are a person who's coming in with a mind to grow, you will have tremendous opportunities to grow, and you will have them relatively quickly here because we are a large safety net provider. It's always all hands on deck, and that really allows people to step into their greatness.
A lot of opportunities.
A lot of opportunities. So one of the people that I think about that comes top of mind came to us when she was 18 years old, right out of high school, and started at the front desk of our HR department, which is a hard place to be, right?
It can be,
because not everybody that shows up at HR is there to wish you a good day, right? You're usually there because you've got a challenge.
Analogous to the complaint department, right?
Yes,
Absolutely.
I get it. And just did such a great job there that when the opportunity came for her to move into the labor side, We gave her one of the smaller businesses to be the labor liaison, the HR business partner for that. And now 3 years later, she's really one of our, labor leaders here. She's an HR business partner who manages a large portfolio and does it extremely capably while she's going to college, right? Because she was young. She came in when she was 18, so we're supporting her through tuition reimbursement. And that's just that's just such a typical story of growth here, because that's the opportunity, right? We're not a super hierarchical organization. Right. We're not a turfy organization. I describe this as like one of those organizations where we really can do anything because we do have that kind of all hands on deck mentality where, if you're a person that's interested in working in a particular area that may not be what you're doing now, you can absolutely do that.
Kim, amongst all your amazing accomplishments, you're also an author.
Yes.
Tell me about your authorship.
Yes. So I actually have 2 books. Yeah. So the first one is Life Cycle Leadership, and the second is Lessons in Life Cycle Leadership. But really what Life Cycle Leadership was for me was the opportunity to tell the Loretto story and just how what happens here at Loretto has shaped my leadership style, and just a great opportunity to talk about things like pragmatic altruism, which was one of the principles in the book, which is, really doing good is good for business. And we always hear that. That's easy to say. But I think we've all been in conversations with leaders who are like, wow, I would really like to do more for my employees, but I can't. Or I would really like to invest more in my community, but I can't for whatever reasons. And I just encourage people that when you're creative about what you can do, not what you can't do, right. But if you're creative about what you can do, then you can do great things. And it will be great not only for you as an individual and that you feel personal satisfaction, but it's great for your organization and it's great for the people that you're impacting. So one example of this that we do here at Loretto is our free diaper bank. So several years ago, we were talking to employees and they were saying that they were having challenges coming to work because they didn't have diapers to be able to drop their children off at childcare. Whether that was a family member. Nobody wants to take care of a baby that doesn't have diapers.
Of course. No, that's an essential need.
Right. It's an essential need. And people didn't have that. So we created Loretto's free diaper program. So if you're an employee at Loretto, every month you get 50 free diapers or pull-ups. And that's for parents and grandparents because we have a lot of grandparents. About 50% of the people in the program are grandparents that are assisting raising their grandchildren. So every year we give out 170,000 diapers.
Holy cow.
It's a lot of diapers.
It is.
And I can tell you it is an extremely well appreciated program. People love that program. And that was just something that came out of what could we do, right? We can't do everything, but we can do some things. What could we do? Well, we can help people with those.
Thank you. Thank you for this conversation, Kim. This has been absolutely enlightening for me personally, and I know our viewers are going to tune in and just learn so much from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. It's been a pleasure.